Hello and welcome to the Kalispell Warhawks Dynasty. My name is MrHurriicane. It's week 9 and the Kalispell Warhawks are on the road to meet the Boise State Broncos. Kalispell, number 21 in the country, 6-1 on a nice 4-game winning streak as they face the 4-1 Broncos. Both teams are out to strong starts in conference play. We have the matchup between the Boise State offense and the Kalispell defense. It should be a good one here on the blue turf in Boise, Idaho. Lorenzo Bell approaching, and off we go in week 9. The Broncos have Julian Carter in the end zone. He takes a knee. For both teams, it's one of their toughest matchups all season, as Boise State has not faced the defense ranked as highly as Kalispell's. And at the same time, we're against a very talented Bronco offense as Alexander Madison picks up 1. Kalispell's run defense, one of the best in the country, as the screen pass to Julian Carter goes for 4. This is the number 17 ranked passing offense in the country. Third down, Cameron Humphrey completes, and that is Julian Carter, who has 8 touchdowns on the season. Humphrey, 15 touchdowns in the air, 4 picks. Now a screen, Carter on the outside, taken down. Kalispell with good tackling, one of the hallmarks of this number 1 ranked defense in yards per game. Humphrey now keeps to the right side, he's taken down. Drilled by Malcolm Tyson, again third down, Boise State. To the air, Cameron Humphrey with an open man downfield. It's McIntyre inside the 10. He got behind Tyson, and it's a 54-yard connection for Jimmy McIntyre. Tyson has his eyes in the backfield and loses track of the receiver. Now the Broncos are inside the 5. Humphrey on the draw to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown. He pays the price but breaks the plane as the Broncos strike first on their opening possession. And that'll put some early pressure on the Kalispell offense that doesn't put up a ton of yards or points. On the carry here to open the day is Roscoe Sheridan, and he'll pick up 9 yards. Sheridan, 577 rushing yards on the season. Now a fake from Battle as the pressure arrives in the backfield, and he is dumped for a 10-yard loss by Mark Smith. The Broncos trying to get off the field. It's 3rd and 11. They blitz Battle. He fires and is nearly intercepted by Jimmy Thomas. Pass intended for Amonte Jones. And Boise State gets a great start on both sides of the football. They're 3-0 in Mountain West play so far as Madison runs to the right and is dragged down by Kelly John Charles. So far, Kalispell tackling very well. Now Madison to the right, taken down this time by Malcolm Neal. 3rd and 4 now for the Broncos, and Humphrey gives it to Madison. Kalispell not expecting run as Madison sprints through the middle for 10 pretty easy yards. Offensive line did a great job. On the carry again, Madison to the right, and no gain here. 2nd and 10 at the Kalispell 40, and they'll again hand it off. Madison getting a lot of work on this drive as he is now shaken up after a 5-yard run. Doug Small now in the game at tailback. Against the blitz, they float it out to Small, who stiff-arms Smith and moves the chains on a gain of 9. Boise State already in field goal range again. Cameron Humphrey complete at the 20. It's Crabtree getting around Antone Slater and falling ahead inside the 10 for 18 yards. This is the nation's number 11 scoring offense on display. Humphrey working to his right, now left, back across the middle, complete to Crabtree. Gain of 6. And we're seeing that laser accuracy from Cameron Humphrey as Boise State finally makes their first mistake with a false start. Now facing 2nd and 7. Humphrey well protected. Throws complete to Patrick and taken down by Kelly John Charles to force 3rd and goal. Can Kalispell at least get off the field here? From the 2, Humphrey to pass, blitz, sent, and they get there! Sacked on the play by Jay Page, who almost lost his footing on his way to the quarterback. So we see Kalispell in a 10-0 hole now in the first quarter, and we'll see if the offense can get some momentum back on their side. Here's a completion to Ja'Cory Day for a gain of 7. Now we see them go split shotgun, draw to Sheridan. He gets absolutely rocked for a loss of 2. And that'll force Kalispell now into 3rd and 5. to the air with pressure up the middle. Battle slings the pass across the middle to Donnie Castillo for a gain of 20. Now a fresh set of downs to the right. Sheridan, what a spin out across the 45, and he gets leveled again. But how about the quickness of Roscoe Sheridan to make those yards? Corey Miller checks in the game as Sheridan heads to the bench, and that is a pickup of 4. Sheridan quickly back into the game, but some rotation among the receivers. Battle, shot downfield, single coverage, and nearly picked off in the direction of Archer by DeAndre Pierce. It looks like exclusively 3 wide sets on this drive. Sheridan tries to spin again, this time taken down after a 5-yard run. 2 receivers left, 1 right, again 3rd down. Battle, chase to his right. No one open, he's got to keep this one, and Battle, even without elite speed, does get enough. Now in the second quarter, down 10, but in opposing territory. Underneath the Sheridan, and the Kalispell Warhawks get up to the 30. They are in range for Lorenzo Bell. 4 on the rush. In the flats is Day to move the chains on a gain of 6. Ja'Cory Day leads this team in receiving yards, approaching 400 on the season. Battle again to Day. Spins out of 1 tackle, but not much here, as they are using him in more of a catch-and-run capacity so far. Now back to Sheridan, fighting his way for about 6 yards, 3rd and short. Stack left, Battle looking to throw it. Open outside is Donnie Castillo. Inside the 5, it's a gain of 12. Good drive here for the Warhawks as Sheridan carries again, dragging defenders down to about the 1-yard line. Miller checks in the game, 3 tight ends. Off tackle goes Corey Miller. That's a touchdown. Miller's 2nd of the season, and Kalispell with a great drive gets on the board. It took them 16 plays to do it, but Kalispell makes this a 10-7 game, as we'll check on a quick update. One of the most surprising teams this year in the Mountain West is Utah State, as with their win today, they moved to 7-1. We'll see if that gets them ranked. Now Broncos take over on their home field. Humphrey to the outside for Crabtree. And that's the accuracy of Cameron Humphrey. It's one of his greatest strengths and why he'll probably be drafted in this next draft. Now on the right side, Crabtree there again to move the chains. So far, Kalispell not doing enough to disrupt Humphrey or his rhythm, as Carter comes across the middle for another catch. This is good for 13. We haven't seen too many games begin this way for the Kalispell defense. Humphrey staying in the pocket and letting the play develop, and that is Carter once again for a gain of 12. They need to find some kind of way to disrupt Humphrey's rhythm. Now Madison up the middle, breaking a tackle and getting some extra yardage. That's a gain of 13. Madison, like Sheridan, can get yards after contact, but is a very good athlete at the same time. New set of downs, and now they bring Patrick in motion. It's Doug Small. He breaks the tackle to the 1st down marker and inside the 10, 14 yards. Boise State getting it done in the air and on the ground. Now it's Humphrey. More on the outside to the 1 and tackled as the Broncos try to score yet again. Kalispell pinches the line. Small up the middle. Touchdown, Boise State. They now have 16 points. Kalispell's average allowed on the year is 15.7, and the Broncos have already surpassed that. It's a 10-point game, and this is Ja'Cory Day on the return. Big block from Archer, and that'll spring Day up the sideline. He's gonna go the distance, and Kalispell needed that. Touchdown, Ja'Cory Day. 103 yards to the house. To see the defense begin this way and for Boise State to look so dominant, getting a special teams touchdown at this time is just perfect. But to truly change this game, it starts on the defensive side and the adjustments they make. Humphrey now setting up a screen. Madison out to the 30 and taken down around the 35. That'll be good for 9. Kalispell trying to mix up their looks, but yet to find an answer as Madison dashes up the middle, out across the 45 for a 1st down. New set of downs for Cameron Humphrey. 6 in to protect and no one around him. taking a shot up the far sideline. Complete to Carter. Touchdown. Easy. 52 yards to Julian Carter. Kalispell cannot cover him. Now it's Chris Smith who gets lost. He's beaten Tyson. He's beat Smith. And it's 24-14 Boise State. Pitch left here for Kalispell as Roscoe Sheridan is taken down for a 2-yard loss. Plenty of Broncos in pursuit. 3rd and long now for J.R. Battle. Pressure picked up, but the pass is picked off by Hines. Taking it back for the Broncos. Inside the 30 and taken down. What a statement the Broncos have made in this first half. They've put pressure on J.R. Battle, giving him small windows to make plays, and their offense has been spectacular. Off the fake now, Humphrey continues his perfect start, complete to the 10-yard line. Where is the answer for Kalispell? Humphrey running to the right, to the 5, drilled again, but it's a gain of 7 and Humphrey bounces right back up. They go without a huddle on 2nd down. Humphrey with time, lob to Small for 6. Boise State continues to dominate the #1 defense in the conference. If there were doubts about who this team was based on the teams they've played, they've silenced them in the first half. 31-14, Kalispell wondering what has happened to be down 17 at this point. And it's clear the offense is going to need to have a big day, and not just any big day, their biggest day to compete in this football game. The Broncos continue to put on the pressure. Here's 2nd and 10 for J.R. Battle. Outside to Archer, who hangs on. That's a gain of 11. And this is a very critical drive for the Warhawks with just 90 seconds to go until half. Battle gets it away and completes. The connection to Archer is good for 15. And Sonny is shaken up on the play. Meanwhile, J.R. Battle continues to take a lot of hits in the pockets. On 2nd and 10, blitz again from the Broncos, and that's intercepted by Jean. He's up the numbers, and Ja'Cory Day will not catch him. Pick 6, Broncos. Now it's the defense helping out on the scoreboard. I don't think Battle even saw the outside defender. He stayed disciplined, and the play came to him. And the game goes from bad to worse for Kalispell, now trailing 24 as halftime approaches. Now outside the numbers, we have Justin McClellan with a reception. That's 15 yards. Kalispell's room for improvement is non-existent at this point. Battle floats outside, and he has to get rid of this pass, as he's been forced to do a couple times in this game. Receivers getting tired, having to rotate. Battle to Holloway now as he throws it behind him, and that is a gain of 12. Down to 14 seconds, the clock is stopped. 3 timeouts left. Battle hangs tough in the pocket, delivers to Castillo. Now 8 seconds left, and they'll use a timeout. They could attempt a field goal from here. It wouldn't be easy. Battle going deep again. Jones with a basket catch at the 10-yard line, and 2 seconds left. And how about this decision? The field goal team is not coming onto the field. They want 6. Battle across the middle, punched out of Ja'Cory Day's hands and incomplete. Kalispell tried to get the pick 6 back, and they were so close. The first half failures have Kalispell trailing 38-14 at the half. Welcome back to Boise, everybody. I expected a great game here in Week 9, and for parts of the game it looked competitive, but Boise State has pulled away, and Kalispell elected not to kick a field goal, as it would have only made it a 21-point game. They've tried to get aggressive to get back in it, and it's only gotten worse for them. 2nd down for the Warhawks. Battle drifting to his right, on the move, knocked away, intended for Amonte Jones, and that's Scott Jean who took back the pick 6 at the end of the first half. 3rd down, blitz sent. Battle slings and is intercepted again by Scott Jean. He was trailing Sonny Archer in coverage and actually lost the battle off the snap, but then JR gives it to him, and that's the 3rd interception for JR Battle on the day. He had 3 on the whole season coming into this game. Now it's Boise State football, and this pass is knocked away by Kelly John Charles, and someone's going to have to make a play on defense. They haven't done it yet. Humphrey with time and an open man. That is a touchdown, and Kalispell continues their worst performance of the season. They did not show up in the Washington State matchup but lost 37-13. This could be a whole lot worse. There's a lot of time on that clock. It's now a 31-point game. What does Kalispell do here? This is uncharted territory. On the catch, this is Donnie Castillo as they have to start small, and they get 8 yards. Probably going to be nothing but throws the rest of the way. Battle drifts out right again. No choice but to run it here as J.R. Battle scrambles out for a first down into Bronco territory. The back here is Corey Miller. Battle again has to work outside the pocket, pumps. Now floats it for McClellan. Good play as they get 16. Sheridan returns. They spread the field and hand it off. But Sheridan is taken down at the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1. Sheridan did not have much success in the meeting last year against Boise State, as Archer makes the catch, escapes 1, and falls ahead to the 10-yard line. Good effort on the 19-yard catch and run. Kalispell just trying to get some points again. Miller cuts to the right, and he'll get maybe 2, but third down again for the Warhawks. 3 receivers in the game. Broncos try another blitz, but leave the middle wide open, and that is the first career touchdown for Lamar Williams. We know the story with Lamar. Incredibly talented, but he hasn't caught the ball well this year. He's getting more chances today because these receivers are just getting so tired. 45-21. But before this game really changes, it'll take a defensive stop. Humphrey on second down has a wide open McIntyre. He works out across the 30-yard line for a gain of 12. For reference, last year Boise State won this matchup by a score of 31-21. Nice stop there by Strong. And it was Jake Constantine at quarterback, so we didn't even see Humphrey last year. As he throws a pass deep up the sideline and incomplete. That'll be 4th down. So there's the stop Kalispell have been waiting for all day long. 45-21, and Battle hits Castillo again on the outside. As he makes another catch, this goes for 10. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Battle with pressure in his face is intercepted again. Picked off by Burrell, intended for Lamar Williams. Boise State has played tight coverage, and they have made the plays when given the opportunity. The third quarter now winds down. Humphrey keeps this one. Kalispell bit, and Humphrey will take this for a first down run of 12. Kalispell's defensive line has been a big strength this season, but today they have not shown up. Deep across the middle, cut by Crabtree for 33. But normally Kalispell's defensive line gets a lot more pressure, and they've gotten a lot of sacks this year. This pass is incomplete, bringing up third down. And we've seen this team needs that front 4 pressure for the defense to work. Humphrey on third down and just out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th down again. A 27-point game now as the third quarter is nearly complete. J.R. Battle still in the game and still throwing as he threads this outside to Amonte Jones. That could have also been picked off. Battle on second down. Across the middle now, Ja'Cory Day escapes man coverage. And that'll be a first down. They're still in the hurry up as well. They're playing with a sense of urgency. Caught again. Ja'Cory breaks a tackle. And this will be good for 7. Battle again has to pick himself up off the blue turf. Back to throw. Hit again. And across the middle we have Lamar Williams sprinting inside the 10. 32 yards as Williams appears to be making the most of his chances. Last play of the quarter. Battle hit again and dropped for a loss back at the 17-yard line. And that'll take us to the 4th quarter. Kalispell cannot wait for this one to be over, I'm sure. On second down, it's Castillo ahead to the 5, and they'll have a chance to make a play on 3rd and goal. Still in hurry-up mode. Kalispell not giving up as Battle's throw goes off the hands of Williams. 4th down. Once again, they'll go for it. 3 receivers to the right. Battle to the outside. Complete to Ja'Cory Day for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Once again, needing a play on 4th down, Ja'Cory Day is their target. This time it works. Now a 20-point game. It would still take something big to get Kalispell back in this as Madison picks up a couple. 3rd down, can they get off the field? Humphrey in the pocket finds Crabtree again. Kalispell has not been able to contain him or Julian Carter. Carter also had a big day against us last season as Humphrey looks downfield again through the hands of Tyson. That could have been picked. In a game like this, you can't just miss that opportunity. 2nd down, deep again. Julian Carter gets behind Chris Smith and he is gone. 61-yard score. 2 touchdowns this year against Kalispell. He had 2 last year on 146 yards passing, or receiving rather. 55-28. Kalispell again with possession as Williams gets another chance and he picks up 10 yards. But this is looking like the Warhawks' 2nd loss of the season as Sheridan is driven back and loses 4. The Warhawks have conceded defeat now. They punted back to Boise State and the backups are in the game. And they've played at a high tempo on both sides of the football pretty much all game. Boise State runs no huddle and Kalispell tried to keep up. So if they didn't make these substitutions now, there could have been a greater injury risk. But the Warhawks will be headed to 6-2 as Boise State makes a statement for their home fans. One of their most dominant wins in a long time, and it's against a ranked team that probably won't be ranked next week. I knew the second half of our season had a bit more challenge than the first half, especially with an easier non-conference schedule. This was a game that concerned me given the level of talent of Boise State. They've recruited well, and Boise State looks back. This Mountain West has seen a number of shifts over the last few seasons over which teams seemingly have the edge on everybody else, and it keeps changing hands. So we have a really good conference here, I feel, and there are going to be a lot of great games. But this was not a great game for Kalispell. They have some tough matchups still to come, and it's going to be a challenge to stay in the potential race for a conference championship. This is going to be just Kalispell's first loss in the conference this season as Williams picks off one more for good measure, and Boise State can kneel down the clock and celebrate a 30-point win. A lot of our issues in this loss were the same as the issues in the Washington State loss. When we don't win the battle up front, we are playing at a major disadvantage, and that's on both sides of the football. The offensive line has been hit or miss this year, and when we can run the football, it's a completely different team. Today, obviously, we couldn't, and the coverage from Boise State took advantage of a number of mistakes. Defensively, we just don't have elite cornerback play or the type of coverage required when your pass rush is neutralized. And it's not a good matchup to have these problems against an accurate quarterback like Cameron Humphrey, who isn't going to make a lot of mistakes, especially when you can't do enough to force those mistakes to happen. Let's switch gears now and talk recruiting, where there is some good news. 2 more commits for Kalispell. We have Shane Monson, the 3-star linebacker from Billings. That's where Amonte Jones came from. Very good athlete, undersized, good cover, and a pretty good tackler as well. If I had to make a comparison, how about Jonathan Starks? Many of you remember Jonathan Starks from the Minnesota Dynasty. Similar strengths there. Then there's Justin Garcia, the cornerback from California. He is definitely going to be a project, but with his height, weight, and speed, I hope that he can turn into a capable cornerback. 2 players I did not expect to get ended up making decisions as well. Samuel Burgess chose LSU. He's a big, strong, pass-blocking guard. And then Jamichael Barrett. He ended up deciding on Marshall. Thankfully, we've put enough effort into the offensive line recruiting that I'm not worried about getting any more commits this year. We go past our bye week and we get one more in this episode. Reggie Jackson has committed. Now, his skill set seems about as balanced as they come. He's not going to wow you in any area, but we do need some more tight end depth on this team. We have 2 that can play. If Castillo gets hurt, we're going to have to sneak Hayden John Charles on the field a year early. I think our recruiting class is in great shape right now. We have 10 commits. We've definitely nailed a lot of our needs, and there is still potential for more, like Marcus Payne, getting a quarterback like Walter Garcia, and giving us more depth to build toward the future. Obviously, we've dropped out of the top 25, and we're not really even in the top 30 at the moment after that loss. Now, in our bye week, Utah State won again against Boise State 27-24. Now Utah State is getting the recognition and they are ranked. And guess what? We will be playing them a little bit down the road. Next week, we take on Colorado State. And I remember when they were a dominant team in this conference. A lot has changed, and I think they're very talented at the top of their roster, but outside of some of their elite talent, I don't think this team is very complete. They do have some very good corners, a good quarterback, good running back, but they need to develop so much of this roster, so I feel it's a good matchup for us to bounce back, especially in the trenches, and get back to playing Warhawk football again. They're dealing with some injuries on the defensive line as well, which won't make it any easier. So I'm hoping to get Roscoe going next week, and hopefully we can run for a lot more yards than we did today. I still think this team is in good shape, but the question is, how good, and do we take an overall step back? Hopefully the issues from today's game do not carry on, and we get back to playing the way that we know this team can. It was certainly a tough game, but I cannot wait to get back out there and put this loss behind us. Thank you all for watching the episode. I know it was very disappointing, but still a very exciting game, and hopefully one that we can improve from. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, leave any feedback you have down below in the comment section. More Kalispell Dynasty coming your way. At the latest, the next episode will be on Monday. So I will see you all then. Have a great day.